All right, so you want to do a deep dive on KFin Technologies.
Yeah.
You've sent over a ton of information, a treasure trove, really. We got financial statements,
Okay.
management discussions, risk assessments. You really seem to want to get to know this company.
Yeah.
It seems like they're a major player in financial services technology in India.
Yeah.
And even some global corporations,
Right.
handling a huge chunk of mutual funds and pensions. So are you ready to unearth some insights from this mountain of data?
Absolutely. I think what jumps out at me right away is the sheer scale of KFin Tech.
Okay.
They manage millions of investor folios, which are basically accounts that hold investments.
Right.
And they claim to have the largest number globally, so that's a massive undertaking.
Wow.
And not just focused on India.
Yeah.
They were making moves internationally as well.
So let's start with their recent quarterly results.
Okay.
You flagged this as particularly interesting, 25% year-on-year revenue growth in their issuer solutions segment.
Impressive.
Seriously impressive.
Yeah.
They also snagged 358 new corporate clients just in Q2.
Wow.
It definitely seems like they're on a winning streak.
It makes you wonder what's driving this impressive growth.
Yeah.
Well, if we zoom out and look at the bigger picture,
Okay.
India's economy is booming right now.
Right.
And with that comes a rising affluent class who are looking to invest their money.
Yeah.
And KFin Tech seems to be in the perfect position to capitalize on this trend.
And they're not just riding that wave. It seems like they're actively shaping it with their technology.
Right.
Their Empower platform, for example, is used by a majority of pension fund managers in India. Imagine the trust they've built to achieve that kind of market penetration.
Yeah.
And they're not resting on their laurels either.
Right.
They're launching an analytics-centered excellence to stay ahead of the curve.
That's a smart move, especially considering the rapid pace of technological advancement in this sector.
Yeah.
They're thinking long-term and investing in their future. And speaking of long-term, their international expansion is also worth noting.
Yeah.
They're strategically targeting markets like Malaysia and Thailand, aiming to replicate their success in India.
Remember that interesting tidbit about Malaysia?
Yeah.
They mentioned winning about 3 new asset managers per quarter there.
It's true.
Which may not sound like much, but it actually points to a very promising growth trajectory,
Right.
considering how competitive the landscape is.
Absolutely. It seems like their strategy might be resonating beyond India's borders.
Exactly.
It's a testament to the potential of their model and its adaptability to different markets. But of course, as with any investment, you have to consider the risks along with the potential rewards.
Absolutely. And KFin Tech themselves acknowledges that. Their reports highlight market volatility as a major concern.
Right.
And potential regulatory hurdles as well.
Understandable.
Plus, with all that sensitive financial data they handle,
Oh, yeah.
cybersecurity is paramount.
It's true, but it seems like they're not taking these risks lightly. They have a robust risk management framework that leverages technology for early detection of threats.
Okay.
And a 3 lines of defense model to proactively mitigate potential issues.
And while we're talking about responsible practices, it's commendable how committed they are to sustainability and employee well-being.
Yeah.
They even won a Bronze Steve Award for their corporate social responsibility initiatives.
Nice.
It's refreshing to see a company of their size prioritize these aspects.
Indeed. It speaks to their values and long-term vision.
To really get a grasp on this company, we need to look at their financials.
Yeah.
They've provided us with some detailed reports, including their profit and loss statement, balance sheet, and cash flow statement.
Okay.
This is where the real story unfolds.
Yeah. Let's start with their revenue streams.
Hey.
They offer a whole suite of services, digital onboarding, transaction management, fund accounting, even compliance solutions.
Wow.
It's basically a one-stop shop for financial institutions.
It's a platform as a service and a software as a service model, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which allows them to cater to a diverse clientele.
Yeah.
From global asset managers to smaller niche investment funds.
Right.
And this diverse approach is reflected in their revenue mix, which is a key strength, in my opinion.
I agree.
They have income flowing in from both domestic and international clients across multiple segments, making them less vulnerable to fluctuations in any single market.
That's smart.
And they're not just content with what they have.
Right.
Their annual report talks about how important value-added services are. And they're actively pursuing ways to expand their services.
That makes sense, especially in such a competitive landscape. They need to constantly innovate and provide additional value to stay ahead.
So let's delve into the heart of their financials.
Okay.
Let's start with their impressive revenue growth in the domestic mutual funds investor solutions segment.
Yeah.
This is a core strength for them, contributing a whopping 70% of their total income.
Oh,
They're managing a mind-blowing 124.4 million investor folios in that segment alone.
that's incredible.
Combine that with their issuer solutions,
Yeah.
and they're servicing over 262.7 million folios. To put that in perspective, that's like managing the investments of a small country.
That's a massive amount of responsibility.
And that kind of scale gives them a huge advantage
Oh, yeah.
in terms of operational efficiencies and bargaining power with clients.
Right.
And their market share figures tell the whole story.
Uh-huh.
In their issuer solutions, they added a remarkable 708 new corporate clients just in the last year,
Wow.
bringing their total client base in this segment to over 6,071.
That's a lot.
This makes them the largest issuer solutions company in India,
Really?
with a 42% market share based on folios and 46.1% share based on market capitalization in an NSE 500 company.
Those are some serious numbers.
And the names on their client list are no joke either.
Like who?
Major players like Jio Financial Services and the State Bank of India, showcasing their ability to attract and service even the biggest fish in the pond.
And what about alternative investment funds? Are they involved in that space as well?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Even though their core strength lies in traditional investments, they're not ignoring the growing alternative investment fund segment, or AIFs as they're known.
Right.
Their revenue from AIFs in India is increasing rapidly,
Okay.
with a 60.6% year-on-year increase in assets under management.
Impressive.
They're clearly tapping into the market with a lot of potential.
So how many funds did they manage?
472,
Wow.
including funds in the Gifty City.
Oh, interesting.
That's a special economic zone focused on international finance.
I see.
This gives them a 36.3% market share, solidifying their leadership position in this segment as well. They even secured multi-year fund administration contracts with the LIC Pension Fund and a leading private custodian bank in India,
That's huge.
which speaks volumes about their credibility and expertise in the market.
It definitely shows a high level of trust in their abilities.
Yeah.
Now, revenue growth is important, of course, but it's profitability that ultimately matters. Right.
And in that department, they don't disappoint either.
They reported a 23% year-on-year growth in EBITDA, and their profit after tax, or PAT, jumped by 25.7%, with margins expanding significantly.
So not just growing their revenue,
Right.
but also becoming more efficient in their operations.
Exactly.
And they've managed to achieve all of this while reducing their finance costs.
Yeah.
They've prepaid all their borrowings.
Oh, wow.
Leading to lower interest expenses.
That demonstrates some prudent financial management.
Definitely, and a commitment to minimizing debt.
So they're growing revenue, expanding margins, and keeping their debt in check.
That's the trifecta.
That any investor would love to see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But to sustain this level of performance, you need a strong team behind you.
Right.
So let's take a closer look at their human resources.
Okay.
They have a substantial workforce of 5,818 full-time employees,
A lot of people.
and they're clearly invested in developing their talent.
Their focus is on key skills like cloud computing, AI, machine learning, and cybersecurity.
So they're ensuring they're prepared for the future.
Exactly.
Seems like they understand that their people are their biggest asset.
Yeah.
They're creating an environment that fosters growth and innovation,
That's important.
offering a hybrid working model, prioritizing employee well-being, which can be a major advantage in attracting and retaining top talent.
Absolutely. A happy and engaged workforce is crucial for any company's success.
Now let's move on to the people at the helm, the promoters and management team that are steering this ship.
Okay.
The company was originally promoted by General Atlantic Singapore Fund, which is a renowned private equity firm.
I see.
It speaks to their early potential.
Yeah.
And the current chairman, Vishwanathan Murvilinair, brings a wealth of experience to the table.
What kind of experience?
48 years in the financial services industry,
Wow.
including leadership roles at major banks like Union Bank of India and Dina Bank. That's a deep understanding of the sector.
Definitely.
And it's not just traditional banking.
Right.
He also has experience advising fintech startups, which aligns perfectly with KFin Tech's core business.
Interesting.
The managing director and CEO, Srikanth Nadella, also boasts a strong background in financial services,
Oh, yeah.
having worked at tech giants like Mindtree, IBM, and Microsoft.
Wow. His experience at those companies must have given him invaluable insights into managing a technology-driven company like KFin Tech.
Yeah, and it's not just the top executives. Their board also includes several independent directors
Uh-huh.
with some really impressive credentials.
Such as?
Well, one that stands out is Radha Rajappa,
Okay.
who is a former leader at Mindtree with over 3 decades of experience in the tech industry.
Impressive.
The board seems diverse and well-balanced, with expertise spanning finance, technology, and corporate governance.
All crucial for a company like KFin Tech.
Absolutely. A strong and independent board is essential for effective oversight
Yeah.
and strategic direction.
Great.
Seems like KFin Tech has a really robust board in place.
Yeah. Capable of guiding their growth and ensuring good corporate governance.
It sounds like they're in good hands.
Now, we've painted a pretty positive picture so far,
Yeah.
but no investment is without risk. So let's shift gears
Okay.
and take a look at some of the potential challenges KFin Tech might face.
Sounds good.
Their reports highlight market volatility as a major concern.
Right. It's a valid concern, especially considering their dependence on the domestic mutual fund market.
Yeah.
Economic downturns can impact their revenue and profitability, which is something investors should definitely be aware of.
They also acknowledge potential regulatory hurdles.
Which is understandable considering they operate in multiple jurisdictions and are subject to a complex web of regulations.
Right.
Compliance is crucial in their business.
Yeah.
And any unexpected changes in those regulations could really have a significant impact.
And of course, they also have to contend with cybersecurity risks.
Of course.
That's a major concern for any company handling such vast amounts of sensitive financial data. It's true, but it seems like they're not taking these risks lightly. They have a 3 lines of defense model
Okay.
to prevent and respond to cyber attacks.
And while those are the risks they explicitly mention, there are other potential challenges to consider.
Like what?
Well, competition, for example.
Ah, right. While they're the market leader in India,
Yeah.
they do face competition from both domestic and international players.
Exactly, including well-established companies like Computer Age Management Services or CAMS,
Right.
and global giants like Broadridge Financial Solutions.
That's a tough crowd.
They can't afford to rest on their laurels. They need to constantly innovate,
Yeah.
invest in new technologies, and adapt to this evolving landscape.
Speaking of innovation, have they mentioned anything about generative AI?
Oh, yeah. Actually,
Interesting.
KFin Tech has highlighted the potential of generative AI as a game changer in their industry.
That makes sense. It's a powerful technology with a lot of potential.
They're already exploring ways to leverage this technology
Yeah.
for tasks ranging from data analysis and risk assessment to customer service and investment advice.
It's interesting, though, because it also raises some concerns about job displacement and the potential for bias in algorithms.
For sure.
KFin Tech will have to navigate those challenges very carefully as they integrate this technology into their operations.
Another potential risk is their dependence on a few key clients for a significant portion of their revenue.
Right. So while they have a diverse client base, a handful of large clients contribute a substantial chunk of their income.
Yeah.
Losing even one of those could really impact their bottom line.
It highlights how important it is to maintain strong client relationships.
Definitely anticipate their needs and consistently demonstrate their value to
Exactly.
retain those key accounts.
They also emphasize data privacy and security,
As they should.
which is paramount in their line of business.
They handle so much sensitive financial data,
Right.
makes them a prime target for attacks.
They have a robust data privacy and security framework in place.
Right.
And their partnership with approved vendors for responsible e-waste disposal is a positive step.
Yeah.
Those are all good signs.
But, you know,
But-
cybersecurity threats are constantly evolving, so they need to remain vigilant and proactive in their security measures.
Absolutely. It's an ongoing battle.
Yeah.
And complacency can be costly.
So let's shift our focus to their international expansion strategy.
Okay.
This is a key area of interest.
Mm.
They've specifically targeted Southeast Asia, establishing a presence in Malaysia, Thailand, and the Philippines.
And that's a really strategic move.
Yeah.
Considering Southeast Asia's high growth potential,
Right.
burgeoning middle class,
Uh-huh.
growing demand for investment products.
It seems like they're aiming to capitalize on a similar economic trajectory to what they've experienced in India.
They mentioned adding 6 new clients in their international business in the recent quarter,
Okay.
including a significant contract with a state-owned fund in Malaysia. These are encouraging signs that their expansion efforts are gaining traction.
It seems like they're replicating their successful model from India, Adapting it to local conditions,
Exactly.
regulatory requirements.
It allows them to leverage their existing expertise in technology while catering to the specific needs of each market.
Speaking of expertise, one thing that stood out to me in their reports was their emphasis on employee training and development.
Oh, yeah.
They even established an analytics center of excellence in Bhubaneswar, India.
That's a forward-thinking initiative.
It shows their commitment to building a skilled workforce.
They're not just relying on external talent, they're nurturing talent internally and creating this pipeline of skilled professionals to support their future growth.
And it's not just about technical skills either.
Yeah.
They're also focusing on soft skills, communication and teamwork in particular.
To foster a more collaborative work environment.
Exactly.
So it's a holistic approach to talent development.
Yeah.
They recognize the importance of well-rounded individuals who can contribute effectively to the company's success.
Yeah. Smart.
They're also actively promoting diversity and inclusion.
Which is crucial for fostering creativity and innovation.
A diverse workforce brings a wider range of perspectives and ideas, which leads to better decision-making and problem-solving.
It's good to see that they're taking steps to create a more inclusive workplace.
They're also actively involved in corporate social responsibility initiatives, particularly in supporting education and community development in India.
It's commendable to see a company of their size and scale giving back to the community like that.
Absolutely. It demonstrates a commitment to social impact. And it aligns with the growing importance of those ESG principles,
Right. Environmental, social, and governance.
Exactly.
They're trying to be a responsible corporate citizen while pursuing their business goals.
So we've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
Explored KFin Tech's financials,
Yeah.
growth strategy, risk management practices,
Right.
even their commitment to sustainability and social responsibility.
They're a leader in a high-growth industry
Yeah.
with a proven track record and an ambitious vision for the future.
But like any investment, it comes with risks.
Of course, investors need to carefully weigh the potential rewards against those risks.
So what are some key takeaways? What should our listeners keep in mind as they do their own research?
Well, first and foremost, I'd say pay close attention to their ability to maintain this growth momentum,
Okay.
especially in those newer business segments and international markets.
They need to demonstrate that their model is scalable,
Exactly.
adaptable to different markets and regulatory environments.
Second, I'd say monitor their progress in leveraging new technologies,
Okay.
especially things like generative AI and machine learning.
These have the potential to revolutionize the financial services industry.
And KFin Tech needs to be at the forefront of this if they want to stay ahead of the curve.
Third, I think it's important to keep an eye on the competition.
Yeah.
The financial services technology space is getting crowded, so KFin Tech needs to differentiate itself and maintain that competitive edge.
Complacency can be dangerous.
Exactly, especially as new players emerge and existing competitors step up their game.
And lastly, I'd say pay attention to their risk management practices, particularly in the areas of cybersecurity and regulatory compliance.
Those are mission critical.
Yeah, any lapses could have serious consequences.
So it sounds like they're walking a bit of a tightrope,
It does.
balancing this growth and innovation with risk management,
Which is a challenge for any successful company.
especially in a dynamic and rapidly evolving industry like this one.
For sure.
After diving deep into all this information, what's your overall impression?
Based on what we've reviewed, I think KFin Tech presents a compelling investment case.
Okay.
Strong fundamentals, proven track record, forward-looking management team.
Seems like they're well positioned to benefit from the long-term growth of the financial services industry.
Absolutely, both in India and internationally.
But as with any investment, it comes with those inherent risks.
Investors should assess their own risk tolerance and consider things like market volatility, regulatory changes, and competitive pressures.
Always crucial to do your own thorough research and consult with a financial advisor before making any decisions.
Absolutely.
But here's a final thought to leave you with.
Okay.
How will this evolving regulatory landscape, particularly regarding data privacy and cybersecurity, impact KFin Tech's growth strategy?
That's a great question.
They operate in a highly regulated industry, and any significant changes in those regulations could have a major impact on their business.
It's something for investors to monitor closely as they continue to expand.
It's a balancing act, They need to comply with those regulations while also staying agile and innovative to remain competitive.
Absolutely.
Well, there you have it, folks.
That was a great overview.
Our deep dive into the world of KFin Technologies.
Very informative.
We hope this has given you a solid foundation for understanding this company and its potential for future growth.
Definitely a company to watch.
We've explored their strengths, their challenges, and their plans for the future.
A lot to consider.
Now it's up to you to decide if KFin Technologies is a company that aligns with your own investment goals.
And risk tolerance.
So keep learning, keep exploring, and happy investing.
Always good advice. Yeah, it's a fascinating landscape, and KFin Tech seems to be navigating it quite strategically.
Yeah.
Tapping into the growth of those developing economies.
Wow.
While addressing the demand for sophisticated financial solutions globally.
And their focus on technology shows they're serious about staying ahead of the curve.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Especially with that analytics center of excellence.
Absolutely. But let's shift gears a bit and talk about their international expansion.
Okay.
In more detail.
All right.
They've targeted Southeast Asia with a presence in Malaysia, Thailand, and the Philippines.
Right.
Why do you think they chose those markets?
Well, from what I've gathered, Southeast Asia is a region with really high growth potential.
Yeah.
It has a rapidly expanding middle class and a growing appetite for investment products.
It seems like they're trying to, replicate that success they've seen in India.
Right.
Tapping into a similar economic trajectory in these emerging markets.
That's a good observation.
Yeah.
And they even mentioned securing a significant contract with a state-owned fund in Malaysia.
Oh, wow.
Which kind of shows they're making headway in these new territories.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, and it seems like they're not just transplanting their Indian model wholesale.
Right.
They're adapting it to those local market conditions and regulatory requirements.
It's smart, yeah.
Yeah.
Allows them to leverage that expertise, but remain sensitive to the nuances of each market.
It speaks to their adaptability.
For sure.
And strategic thinking.
Yeah. Another thing that caught my eye was their emphasis on employee training and development.
Yeah.
They've got that analytics center of excellence in Bhubaneswar.
Right.
Which really seems to show a commitment to building a highly skilled workforce.
That's a really good point. They're not just relying on external talent. They're nurturing talent internally, creating this pipeline of skilled professionals to support future growth.
It's proactive. Many companies overlook that.
And it's not just about technical skills.
Right.
Their reports highlight a focus on soft skills, like communication and teamwork.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Which suggests they're fostering this collaborative and innovative environment.
That's crucial in today's world, fast-paced.
Absolutely.
You need individuals who can communicate, collaborate seamlessly,
right,
and adapt to change.
It seems like KFin Tech really gets this.
I think so, yeah.
They also emphasize diversity and inclusion.
It's another positive sign.
Yeah, diverse workforce brings a wider range of perspectives, ideas, leading to better decision-making and problem-solving.
It's not just about ticking boxes.
Right.
It's about creating that environment where everyone feels valued, empowered to contribute.
KFin Tech's commitment to this aligns with the growing recognition that it's important for driving innovation and success.
Absolutely.
Let's not forget their involvement in corporate social responsibility initiatives.
It's refreshing to see a company of their size give back.
They're supporting education and community development projects in India.
It shows they're not just focused on profits.
Yeah, but on making a positive impact.
Which is increasingly important to investors and consumers.
Right.
So we've discussed their financial performance, growth strategy, risk management, international expansion, even their commitment to social responsibility.
It's clear that they're a multifaceted company.
With a lot to offer.
But as we wrap up, I think it's important to remember that no investment is without risk.
Absolutely.
While they have a lot going for them, investors need to weigh the potential rewards against those risks.
So what are some of the key factors investors should consider
when evaluating KFin Tech?
One is their ability to maintain this growth trajectory, especially in those newer segments and international markets.
All right, it's one thing to show promising early results.
Yeah.
It's another to sustain it long term.
You got to prove that model is scalable, adaptable.
The different markets and regulations.
Another key area is their progress in leveraging new technologies, like generative AI.
Right, machine learning.
These have the potential to disrupt the industry.
They need to be at the forefront.
If they want to stay competitive.
It's rapidly evolving.
Yeah.
And companies that don't embrace these advancements
risk being left behind.
Right.
Their investments in the analytics center.
Mm-hmm.
Their exploration of AI suggests they're taking it seriously.
And let's not forget competition.
The space is becoming crowded, you know?
Both established players.
Yeah, and new entrants.
Vying for market share.
They can't get complacent. They need to constantly innovate.
Differentiate themselves.
To maintain that edge.
They're facing competition from domestic players like CAMs.
Yeah.
And global giants like Broadridge.
It's fierce out there.
Only the most agile will thrive.
And finally, investors should pay attention to their risk management practices, especially cybersecurity and regulatory compliance.
Those are critical.
For any financial services company.
Any lapses
could have significant consequences.
Right. They're handling vast amounts of data.
Sensitive financial data.
Making them a prime target.
For cyber attacks.
Their robust risk management framework.
Yeah.
Their proactive approach to data privacy. Encouraging.
But, you know, it's ongoing.
Constant vigilance.
It's a tightrope walk.
Right. Balancing growth, innovation, and risk management.
They seem to be doing a good job so far.
Yeah.
But investors need to stay informed and monitor these areas.
As the company evolves.
So to sum it up, KFin Tech presents a compelling case.
Yeah.
Strong fundamentals, proven track record, a forward-looking management team.
But as with any investment,
there are risks.
Investors should assess their own risk tolerance.
Consider factors like market volatility,
regulatory change,
competitive pressures,
before making any decisions.
It's always good to do thorough research.
Right.
Consult with a financial advisor.
Absolutely.
Stay informed.
Investing is a personal journey.
And the more informed you are,
the better
equipped you'll be
to make sound decisions
that align with your goals
and risk appetite.
Well, that brings us to the end of part 2 of our deep dive
into KFin Technologies.
We've explored their strengths,
their challenges,
and their plans for the future.
Provided you with valuable insights
to help you with your investment decisions.
Yeah, it's been really fascinating exploring KFin Technologies.
It has.
They've made a strong impression.
Definitely.
With their growth, technological advancements, and commitment to, responsible business practices.
It seems like they've really positioned themselves as a leader in this space.
Yeah.
Particularly in India.
But their management team seems aware of the evolving landscape and the challenges ahead.
Right.
They've outlined some interesting strategies.
Yeah, their two-pronged approach is really intriguing.
Yeah.
So on one hand, they're aiming to scale up those newer business segments.
Right.
Both domestically and internationally.
To capture a larger market share?
Exactly. Shows a real hunger for expansion.
Yeah, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
They've already got a strong foothold in those core markets.
Right.
Expanding into new areas is a natural progression.
It is, for continued growth.
And on the other hand, they're focused on solidifying their leadership position.
In existing markets.
So it's a balanced approach, targeting both aggressive expansion and strategic consolidation.
Playing both offense and defense.
Yeah, which is a smart move in this industry.
Very smart.
But to execute this strategy, they'll need to overcome some hurdles.
Of course. And one of the biggest is going to be that regulatory landscape.
Yeah.
Especially regarding data privacy and cybersecurity.
Right. They operate in multiple jurisdictions.
Each with their own rules.
Staying compliant could be costly.
And time-consuming.
Especially as you know.
Yeah.
Governments are tightening their grip on data protection and security.
And cybersecurity is so important for a company like KFin Tech.
Paramount.
Yeah, any breach could be devastating.
To their reputation.
Yeah.
Financial stability.
It seems like they're taking it seriously, though.
Yeah.
They're investing in security.
Right. Partnering with vendors.
But it's an ongoing battle.
Constant vigilance.
Adaptation as those new threats emerge.
Another challenge is attracting and retaining top talent.
Absolutely. This sector is so competitive.
Constantly vying for skilled professionals.
They've made some good strides,
Yeah.
Creating that positive environment.
Offering that hybrid model.
Prioritizing well-being.
But they'll need to keep investing in their people. Fostering that culture of growth and innovation.
Just stay ahead.
And their focus on employee training.
Right.
Especially in those areas like cloud computing,
AI,
machine learning.
It's definitely a step in the right direction.
Yeah, it shows that they're not just relying on external hires,
right,
but nurturing that internal talent.
Creating a pipeline.
So let's circle back to that thought-provoking question.
Okay.
How will that evolving regulatory landscape impact KFin Tech's growth strategy?
It's a crucial question.
And one that investors should really think about.
Yeah, their success will depend on their ability to balance
growth
with data protection.
And compliance.
It's a delicate dance.
It is.
But it seems like they're approaching it well.
So that's it, folks.
That's our deep dive.
Our deep dive into KFin Technologies.
We covered a lot.
From financials to growth strategy.
To risk management.
To plans for the future.
Explored their strengths and challenges.
The factors that could shape their journey.
Investing is personal.
And the more informed you are,
The better.
so keep learning,
Keep exploring.
and happy investing.
To a bright financial future.